The Seattle Seahawks just hosted a visit from a former Pro Bowl running back, and if this signing happens, it could completely solve Seattle's biggest question mark heading into 2026. We just lost our Super Bowl MVP at running back. Our number one replacement is recovering from a torn ACL, and now John Schneider just brought in a four-time 1,000-yard rusher to walk through the facility. Is this the move that fixes the backfield, or is Seattle about to make a gamble on a player coming off of one of the worst injuries in football? We are breaking that all down here today. The Seattle Seahawks just hosted former Steelers and Chargers running back Najee Harris for a visit today. Seattle continues to explore the running back market following the departure of Kenneth Walker III. Wow, this just came out of nowhere. We had no idea that Najee was going to come in for a visit. We had no idea that the Seahawks were still looking at options on the running back market after signing Emmanuel Wilson last week. But actually, if you've been paying attention to this channel for the last few weeks, we said 3 weeks ago, Najee Harris could be a target for the Seahawks. And now we just brought him in for a visit. What is up, everybody? Kyle Guerrero here, your host of Seahawks Digest, where we bring you everything Seattle Seahawks news related, rumor related, and report related as it is happening in real time. So as the Seahawks look to add more depth at running back, they've just brought in running back Najee Harris for a visit. We are going to break down who Najee Harris is, how his stats have been, what a contract looks like, does it make sense to sign him to this team, and if the Seahawks should do it. So let's dive right into that. But before we do, we are only 22 subscribers away from 900. So if you want to stay up to date with all of the latest Seattle Seahawks content as is happening this offseason, please hit that subscribe button down below. So let's get into a little bit of backstory of who Najee Harris is. He was drafted 24th overall in 2021 to that Pittsburgh Steelers team. He played for the Alabama Crimson Tide for a few years, and when Pittsburgh drafted him in 21, he was brought in to be a bell cow. He had an absolute unreal workload. He was going in the first round in everyone's fantasy drafts as a rookie. But as time kind of slowly went on, he fizzled out and he became more of a bruiser back that only picked up short yardage gains and nothing too long, nothing too explosive. After 4 solid years in Pittsburgh, where he rushed for over 1,000 yards each year and a Pro Bowl, his rookie year, he moved on to play for the Los Angeles Chargers just last year. And 3 games into the season, I think he didn't even have 100 yards from scrimmage. He tore his Achilles, which is one of the worst injuries an athlete can get, which is usually about a year-long recovery if you are lucky. So that happened about 6 months ago for Najee Harris, and his agent just released a video of him running on a treadmill today. Yeah, his agent, Doug Hendrickson, recently posted a video of the running back sprinting on a treadmill almost 6 months removed from surgery from a torn Achilles. That injury, which happened last September, broke a streak of 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons to begin his career. Najee Harris is a great running back, and coming off of a torn Achilles, being sprinting in 6 months is just crazy. We were about another 5 months away from the beginning of the NFL season, so he has all that time to recover as well. He's going to be ready to go for week 1. It's worth taking a look at where the Seahawks running back room and depth chart lays right now. Our RB1 obviously is Zach Charbonnet, but he's coming off of that torn ACL injury that he suffered in the divisional round against the 49ers. He could be ready to go week 1, but we don't expect him to be fully back to himself until November or maybe even later into the season. RB2 at the moment is debatable between RB3 with George Holani, who played some snaps in the playoffs, and then Emmanuel Wilson, who we went out just last week and got for $2 million. We also have Cam Akers, who is on our practice squad, and another explosive back in Kenny McIntosh, who's coming off an ACL injury as well. So hopefully he gets his explosiveness back when he is fully healthy. So looking at our depth chart right now, nothing is for certain, and there's going to be a lot of competition in the offseason and in training camp for who is going to be our RB1 entering week 1. And it easily could be Najee. Right now, I would say it's going to be Emmanuel Wilson with Holani at the 2, but if Najee comes in, that can be his job. Taking a quick look at Najee over his career since 21, he's consistently rushed for over 1,000 yards per season, bearing last year he had that Achilles injury 3 games in, so we don't count that. But his first 4 years from scrimmage, he had 1,667 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,200 yards, and 1,300 yards. Those Pittsburgh teams, they just did not have explosive offenses those years, and they really relied on Najee to pick up 2, 3, 4, 5 yards on the ground and bruising yards as well, where he was carrying 2 linebackers with him at a time. It's interesting because if he was to come to Seattle with our play action game that we have right now, led by Darnold, Najee might have more lanes to run in, and maybe his 3.5, 4 yards per carry could go up to 5.5 with the kind of runner he is. But again, bearing how he looks when he comes back off of this Achilles injury. It is worth noting that Seattle are not the only team that are interested in Najee's service right now. As yes, we hosted Harris for a visit today, Wednesday, March 25th, to bolster the backfield after losing Kenneth Walker in free agency. He is also going to be visiting with the Las Vegas Raiders tomorrow. And yeah, he would be a good depth piece behind Ashton Genty, mixing that explosiveness with a veteran. Also, the 49ers just lost Brian Robinson, I think it was yesterday, over to Atlanta. So they're looking for a bruising back that can pick up short yardage gains to play right behind CMC. And I don't like covering the 49ers on this channel, but they're a division rival, so we may as well chat about them a little bit since we see them 2 times a year, every single year. But this morning, the 49ers are predicted to sign free agent running back Najee Harris following the departure of Brian Robinson. Harris, a Bay Area native, was a 49ers fan growing up and believed there was a chance the 49ers would have drafted him at 12 if they didn't trade up for Trey Lance. I mean, this report came out this morning, and then 5 hours later, you hear that Najee is in Seattle, getting shown around by John Schneider and the rest of the crew. It's just interesting, but we don't know which way it would go. Hate that he grew up a Niners fan, but, it would be nice to see Najee come to Seattle. So what would it take to get Najee Harris? The former Chargers running back is now a free agent with projections around a 1-year, $2.9 million deal, and that is only $900K more than Emmanuel Wilson, who we just brought in. Harris is coming off of a tough 2025 season where he first dealt with an eye injury over the summer, then later suffered an Achilles tear that snapped his streak of not missing a game across his first 4 years in the league. Very tough going from the eye injury over to the Achilles injury, and just a very unfortunate year for Najee. Those injuries are very concerning, but at a 1-year, $2.9 million deal, maybe he is worth it. Maybe we get him a deal with, $1 million guaranteed and the rest in incentives or something like that, or see what John Schneider whips up over there. It is that time of the episode for the 12's verdict, but we want to hear from you and your thoughts on what John Schneider should do here. Should the Seahawks sign Najee Harris? Drop that green emoji if you think hell yeah. Drop a blue one down below in the comment section if you think Seattle should stay far, far, far away from Najee Harris. And here's my take. If Seattle were able to get him on a $2 million, $2.5 million deal that is hopefully half of that is incentivized, why not go out and get Najee? He's a veteran leader that from week 1 to week 10 can be the main guy until Charbonnet gets back. You mix in Holani, you mix in Emmanuel Wilson into that running room. That would be great. But it seems like the running back room right now is just missing one more piece that will really solidify our confidence in what we are doing. Najee would just be a great vet to go there. So yeah, I think if the deal is right, let's go out and sign Najee. Hopefully he does not go to the Niners because he would be a good addition for those guys as well. But yeah, let's hear from you guys down in the comment section below. I love debating with you guys back and forth. I try to respond to every single comment that I can. And that's going to do it for this episode. We are only 22 subscribers away from 900, so please, if you haven't yet and you've stuck around this long, why not just hit the subscribe button? Till next time, go Hawks.